It's Monday the 19th of June and the start of another work week at Brick Arena. And although things have quietened down considerably this month, I think, as is expected, you know, with the time of year, this weekend itself hasn't been all that bad. So we've got 12 orders on Bricklink, and there's a couple of large ones to pick. So there's 169 lots on one order, 114 on another, and 99 on another, and that's besides the other orders. So on Bricklink alone, a total of 475 lots to pick. So going to be a busy picking day with that. And then if we look at Brick Owl, we have got another 8 orders. Nothing too big there, so they shouldn't take too long to pick. And then on eBay, we've just got 5 orders on eBay. Now, being that Mondays are always busy, of course, I did start a little early yesterday evening and picked some of the orders, particularly the easy ones. So let's have a quick look at what we've got so far. On eBay, we've got a Spidey Spider-Man, a Morbius minifigure, another Spidey. We've got a Dimension set going out, and we've got a Hulk minifigure. And then we get into the Bricklink and Brick Owl orders. We've got some headgear going out, a pair of legs on that last order, then more parts orders going out. Nothing too much to really mention on any of these. I don't think any of them are you know, super exciting, but interesting just to see what's going out anyway. Now I need to get these packed away and get ready with the next batch, and then start on some of those bigger orders. Here we are with the second batch of orders, and this is going to be really quick because I'm really pressed for time to get to the post office. Really bulk orders here, and 2 consecutive orders bulking out on lots of tan, and a lot of this tan came from the used 1 by brick sort that we did last week. Some more parts going out there, and then over here we've got the biggest orders of the day. This was 160 something lots, so it took a little while to pick. And then we've got 2 more orders over here, and this one was another 114 lots. Now I've still got a couple of orders to do. One that's 99 lots, but they very kindly said don't rush with it, which is good. And then I've got this one that just came in this morning to pick as well. So those will have to be done this afternoon to go out tomorrow. So gotta rush, get these packed up and off to the post office. So it's been a really busy day today with lots and lots of picking to do, and didn't get all orders out in the mail today because of the lunchtime cut off with the post office. Also got a few more orders coming throughout the afternoon which I've not yet picked. That's partly because I wanted to take a little bit of time and get some items listed on sale. So I've been doing that through Brickstore, of course. We use Brickstore for pretty much everything. And what I did was that I downloaded my store file, as you can see here, and then I brought in the date added. So that's the date added to the store. And I also brought in the last sold as well column. I was just pausing there because I saw another order come in. I sort of whittled this down to a range of items that have been around for a little while and could do with just moving on, probably making a little bit of space. And there's all sorts in here, new and used, minifig parts, regular parts, printed parts, instruction books, all sorts of things. In fact, there are 2,674 lots, and I've applied a 10% discount off all of those. I'm not one of these that's going to go crazy and be offering, you know, 25, 40, 50%. I'm happy for them to just sit there, to be honest, and most things do sell eventually. I've never really been a big advocate of running sales, so hence it's the first one I've done, and not well, how many years have I been doing this now? Since 2015. What, getting on for 8 years. Never run a sale on the store, so just thought I'd try it, more as a means of moving out, you know, slow moving stock, rather than just trying to generate cash, etc. I think if I was trying to just get a hit of cash, then I'd applied it across the board and probably a larger percentage. But this is just about trying to move on some older or slower moving stock, things that I've just got, you know, too big a quantity of, for instance. So anyway, I'll keep an eye on it. We'll see if it brings in any sales, and I'll keep you posted. So I've just had a bit of excitement. I've just been watching a live drawing of a competition, and turns out I've won a guitar. I'm absolutely buzzing, because I'm really starting to get back into my guitar and stuff, and I did something I don't normally do. Yesterday was Father's Day, and I got some money off my kids, and I decided I was going to take a punt with the money, or some of the money, on a competition. And the competition was a little bit expensive. It was to win this guitar, and turned out that this particular guitar, I don't know if you know how these competitions work, but usually there's different guitars or items of different values, and there'll be a different number of tickets available for the prize, and depending on the value and how many tickets are available, then the ticket price might be low or high. Now this one, there were only 70 tickets available for this guitar, and because it was Father's Day yesterday, they had an offer on for a 10% discount. So I bought one ticket for an entry to this guitar, and turns out, watching it today, that I won it. So I'm absolutely thrilled. Can't wait for them to get in touch and arrange delivery and have a closer look at this thing. So I was just about to head to bed for the evening, and just happened to check, see if I had any comments on the recent video, and noticed that I finally, after years, hit 5,000 subscribers. I'm so thrilled with that. I mean, I did ask people who'd watched the videos recently to subscribe. I don't normally do that. Leave people to make up their own mind normally, and you know, subscribe if they think it's worth doing so. But thankfully, that little push has helped me hit the 5,000, and it's just a psychological you know, benchmark, I guess, or goal. Nice to hit the 5,000, and we keep pressing on and push for more. Aim for the next target. It's Tuesday morning, and I've already been picking for a little while, but I just thought I'd give you an update on orders for today. We had 12 orders on Bricklink, and some decent orders in there. One from a regular customer, Dan, who's spent £116, which is really appreciated. and several others in the 20s, 30s, etc. 282 lots to be picked across this batch of orders. And then if we take a look on Brick Owl, we got 3 orders on there. Highest one of those being 66 lots. So 76 lots there, 280 on the other. So, you know, around the 350 mark to pick. Nothing on eBay, which is to be expected with what I've been doing, as I often say. You know, need to do a bit more on eBay, but there's only so many hours in the day. I got this little order in from Belgium. They've bought octopus in black and dark red, and then a few figures here, and then some parts orders, and then a few minifigs going out there with the Wacky Witch and the Tiger Woman, etc. And some new collectible minifigs going out. We've got a series 12, a 16, and a Looney Tunes figure going out as well. Now, yesterday you might recall that I put a sale on some things that had not sold very well, or not sold in a while, and I'm pretty sure this order is as a result of that. It's probably one of the more unusual, shall we say, range of parts. Some of them are the bulky parts. These in particular, these dice shakers, they've got 21 of those, and there's all sorts of bits and pieces in here that have really, you know, more unusual and don't sell very well. So really nice order to see moving. Now this order is going off to Israel, and then over here we've got another small parts orders with a couple of new nets of various types in there. Well, one's a net and one's a cord, I think. And then we've got this order, which I'm pretty sure must be as a result of the reduction in prices on the slow moving things. They've bought a lot of bulk parts, namely 2 particular part types. We've got this 4x4 curved plate, which they've bought in bulk in numerous colours, and then these curved bricks here as well. Then over to this table, we've got small parts order, and then one for a bunch of torsos of various types, and then a couple of small orders over here as well. So still got a couple of big orders to pick. One of them is a 99 lot order, and another's 60 something. So just want to make a bit of space, get these all packed up, ready for the post, and then I'll get cracking with the big orders. 3 more items packed and ready to go. There's still a few to pick, and today's really turning into another picking day. This one's for a regular customer, needed some items quickly, and so we've got this picked and ready for him to go out. Should be with him tomorrow. And another regular customer here has been buying recently, probably an order a week, so really pleased with that. And then this customer, another repeat customer, this is about £116 worth of Lego in all kinds of colours, and wiped me out of a few lots, and lots of plates and things like that. So gonna get these packed up, ready for the post office. Don't think I'm gonna get to the other 2 orders today, so really running behind a little bit. You know, this is the price I pay with my short posting times. You know, the 4 o'clock posting deadline for the depot to close can be a real pain, and got to go and pick up my granddaughter in a minute, so that's a bit of a problem as well, but we'll get them out as soon as we can. it's Wednesday the 21st, and I've been doing a few bits and bobs of admin this morning, and managed to purchase some sets off another seller. It's probably going to take a week to get dispatched, but they'll be a useful addition to the store when I get them. They're minus figures. The other seller has purchased the sets, took the figures out to sell through other means, and have sold the sets on to me, so I look forward to getting them. Now these today's orders, I say today's orders because this one actually came in either Monday or even at the weekend, and the guy was super kind and said no rush with the order and get it out when you can sometime this week. And he also said put all of the parts in one bag, or was happy to have all of the parts in one bag. Now this was 99 lots and hundreds and if not thousands of parts, and I just couldn't do it. Now I don't know whether he'll be super happy. I've kind of cheated and got them all in one bag, but there are several other bags within the bag where I didn't see the point where, when I've counted out sort of 40 of a certain brick, to just throw them in. Now I have thrown them in on bigger parts, so I've kind of tried to keep to the sentiment of putting it all in one bag, but just for ease on his end, I didn't want to just throw them all in and mix them together, even though that's what he'd requested. So we'll see what he has to say about that. Another parts order, or more parts orders going out, but we've got a nice little minifigure order going out here, about 45-50 pounds worth of minifigs, all largely collectible minifigs, with the odd couple of Star Wars parts and a superhero part as well. Then a couple of modest orders here for various parts. Here someone's bought lots of these trans black bottles, and we've got some pirate flags and things going out there. So I'm going to get these packed up ready for the post office, and then need to decide what I'm going to do next. I'm thinking of getting back to some of the minifig stuff. I know some people have been asking me about them, and I've got tons of accessories to do, so I might have a go at that. But equally, I've got tons of slopes that I should probably start sorting through as well. So we'll see. As always, we do what sort of takes our fancy at the time, and what makes sense sort of strategically to get into the store. So we'll have a look and see what we can get done. So just going through the tubs that were behind me here, and I come across a tub that I'd almost forgotten about, or at least some of the parts I'd forgotten about. Now these were items that came out of the drawers at the container. Actually brought these back probably, I don't know, a month ago, and just never got around to listing them. Now they look like they're going to be pretty easy to list, so I want to get these done, mainly because that'll give me another container that's empty, and then I can get out from the room, and you know, it just won't be in my way anymore. So just pulled the first bag out. I'm going to start sorting through these, get them added into Brickstore, and then we'll see what we can get loaded with what's left of today. So I'm still sorting through all of the parts that have been sat around in that box that I'd forgotten for a little while. Nothing super exciting so far, but I just was entering some items, and I found this boat hull, and I've just added a white one, which is this white one down here from a friend's set, worth about 86-87 pence. But this one is a little bit different. This is in dark brown, and if we have a look at it in dark brown, looks like the average selling price is about, well, anywhere between 11 and 21 pound according to this. So it's going to be interesting to see what it's really worth. Let's have a look at the price guide, see what we've got going on for this at the moment. So yeah, prices ranging probably around the £10 mark, but that's a nice little find. Very happy with £10. Some go up as much as 15 or so, but very happy with that, and I'll be glad to get that listed. It's Thursday the 22nd of June, and we've just got 3 small orders today, so not going to take much time picking at all. So I'm just catching up with 1 or 2 issues that I found. And yesterday I was picking from this drawer, and I needed 4 tiles, and Brick Freedom told me that once the 4 were picked, I had none left, which didn't seem to be true in the drawer. So I just checked on Bricklink, and I was showing no stock of these. So I've just been able to add 112 of these to stock. But the reason I'm mentioning this is it just shows how easy it is for your inventory to be out. Now, the only thing I can assume has happened is these at some point were added and never uploaded. And that's a concern because it makes you wonder what's in other drawers. The only thing I can think is that you know, maybe a brick store file at some point wasn't uploaded. So I think what I'm actually going to do, and I've literally just thought of this as I'm talking, is I might try and look back at when I might have added these and see if I can, you know, locate the brick store file, because I keep them all, and try and do a few checks across some other parts. I'm just having a little bit of a sort out, and gonna take a trip over to the container and get rid of some of these tubs and boxes that I'm not really using anymore. I've got 3 of these black cubicle sort of containers, don't know how else to describe them, which I'm going to go back because they're not stackable. They're a bit of a pain to have around. The bag of parts that you can see there is the leftover of the last tub that I did, where I got down to all of the small parts and I didn't go all of the way with that. And then we've got a tub at the bottom there that has got just a few sort of part built things in there that really need to be broken down, and what I'm going to start doing is just fill a tub up. I'll probably leave that at the container and fill that up until I've got a box full, and then I'll break them all down. And then this is the Ninjago docks, which I've still not really done anything with, and I had to pilfer a few parts out of there, which makes it even worse. I do have a document of the parts that have come out, and it's not many. It was a few 1x4 white bricks, so nothing major out of there. So still need to decide what I'm going to do with that, but I just want it gone out of here because it's not in the best of tubs and it was really in my way around here. Now that's made a big difference to the floor space that I've got behind my desk here. It was just really getting me down almost, you know, all of the tubs that were constantly sort of piled up here. Now I've still got a couple of tubs there. Now those are all bags of various categories that I need to work through, and then here these are tubs mostly of accessories and things, and I'm thinking that accessories are going to be on my list before too long to do, because some of them have some decent value and they've built up to a big enough quantity to sort out, I think. So I'm back at the container again, and just dropped off some of the tubs that brought back from the house here, and just starting to have a little look about what I'm going to take back. There is this large tub of new bulk parts, but most of them looked, you know, like I've already got good stocks of, so I'm not worried about taking them back. But I have pulled out a few things of interest. These are all sealed bags of round tiles and 1x1 plates, round and normal square plates as well. Now I'm just trying to have a look at some of the tubs and trying to decide which one to grab and take back. Now it's hard to really make a decision. I think you overthink these things, and I just need to probably grab something. There's this one, for instance, is full of, you know, tons of dark grey, and lots of it's been built into something. There's mixes of all dark grey as well as bluish grey, and we've got this sort of mock type of plant thing going on. So that looks like somebody's mocks, and I've just lost the bloody lid. So I'm gonna have to go and retrieve that lid if I can. Let's have a look. Oh dear. Right, not sure about that particular tub. Then I've got this one. I can see a little minifig in there as well, which to me looks like it's a tub full of part built sets. So if I just lift this one down, you can see in here there's this train thing, sort of all, I presume, 9-volt, and then the rest of it's, you know, all builds, you know, so not rushing to take those things back. I might just pull those 2 plates out while I'm here and shove them in a bag, because they're easy and sort of quick sales or whatever. So let's close that one back up. And what I've realised in doing all of this is I need to get this lot out more and sort of create more of an accessible wall of them. Now you can see what's in there quite plainly. There's a Kessel Run Millennium Falcon, I think it is, mostly all there by the look of it, and that'll be a dilemma whether to break it apart or rebuild it. I can see that someone's got some a plate with some tiles going on in there. I'm not going to get all of these down, it's just too much work and effort, but I did open this one earlier and it looks like there's an assembly square in here. I'm pretty sure that's the fountain from assembly square, and various other bits and bobs in here, base plates and what have you. Now I very much doubt I'm going to attempt to rebuild assembly square out of that. It'll all just be broken down into is that the diner, the Jim's diner as well? There is a bit of teal in there, so who knows. But I don't think I'm going to take that now either. I'm probably just going to take an easier tub to get out. Now, these are a bit awkward, these tubs, the way that they fasten. Never the biggest fan of them. So I'm probably just going to end up grabbing one of these more accessible sort of tubs, but then they don't look very exciting. So I've got a little bit of a dilemma on my hands. I'll have a bit more of a look and I'll decide on one to bring back. So I've been back from the container about 30 minutes or so, and have taken all of the bags of round tiles, round plates, and the one bag of the regular square 1x1 plates, and have added them to Brick Store, counted them, and that's going to add almost another 13,000 items to the inventory. Now, most of these are already in stock anyway, and already far too many of them. Although they're worth, in theory, about £400, the likelihood of these, you know, selling anytime soon is, you know, not high, I would say. I've just been taking some pictures of these minifigs for eBay because I stumbled across them when I was at the container today. Found them in a drawer and just decided to pick them up and bring them home because I knew at least this one had some good value in it. This is Samukai, or I think that's how it's pronounced. And these 4 are all from the Fire Temple set 2507, and they're in a drawer. They were with the dragon from the Fire Temple, but I figured, you know, I'm not going to get to rebuild that anytime soon, and I couldn't see any sign of the other minifigs that would have been in the set, so I decided to bring them back and get them listed. Now, I also came across the Tin Man, which is another decent figure. He's probably about £15 on eBay. I don't know if I mentioned this one was about 25, so worth a listing, and a fairly quick job, so I'll get them up on the onto the store and move on to something else. So I'm having a bit of a sort on minifigure stuff at the moment, focusing on headgear. Now, what's left in here is largely pretty common stuff, I think. I have pulled out some sort of decent things, but I'm going to keep them and try and make them into figures, I think. So I'm just creating little pots of the common stuff. As I've come across things that are a bit, you know, more unusual or one-offs, then I've been listing them as well. Got more to list as well, of course, but nothing super exciting, to be honest. But it's a job that needs to be done. So I'll work through this. Shouldn't take all that long, and then we'll move on to something else. It's Friday the 23rd of June, and if we weren't sure that the slowdown was here, then I think today is further evidence that it is, and there's not a single order on any platform for me this morning. Not one on Bricklink, not one on Brickowl, and none on eBay. So all we can do on days like this is focus on uploading and adding items to the store and hoping that they attract some buyers. Now, we've got the weekend coming up, and I think I'm always confused whether it's payday weekend this week, which would be today the 23rd, or I guess in a week's time. So could be a quiet weekend as well if it's not payday and people are waiting until next week. It's hot weather as well, so people are probably going to be heading off for the weekend, going to the beach or whatever they want to do. So anyway, we're just going to keep uploading, plugging away, and see what we can get added to the store. So I've got a bit of an unusual unboxing here, and this is something I actually won this week, which I'm quite excited to get my hands on, if I can get it out of the case, out the box rather. And which way is this going to open? That's the right way, I think. So yeah, this was a punt from a Father's Day gift. I got some cash for Father's Day and decided I would have a go at trying to win this thing. Wow. So this is what I've won. it's so light as well. That's incredible. So I'm gonna have fun having a little go on this later. Give me something to play with over the weekend. I'm just really pleased with it. So time to take a dive into another tub and see what we can find. Although I had a little look around at the container to try and pick a decent tub, at the end of the day I just ended up picking one that was pretty close to me, just because, you know, they've all got bits and bobs in that look partly interesting. So, you know, they all need to be done, so I just thought just dive in. So I've got a couple of plates on the top here that I'd found in other things, and I just picked them out and threw them on the top here. So I'm just going to take those apart quickly, just because these 16 by plates are typically worth £1 or £2, and I'm going to be doing plates before too long, so I thought why not throw them in. They're an easy thing to add to the pile, and you know, an easy thing to list, and they tend to move pretty quickly as well, so why not. So this is also why I don't typically dismantle things as I'm going on video, because it can be a bit tedious and a bit time consuming, but worthwhile doing for those few things. This one's dirty, needs a wash, so that one will probably get cleaned up separately. And I'll just pull out any plates. Now my plate drawer is getting pretty full, so I am going to just put these over here on this lid and let them pile up a little bit. There's a few plates on the top immediately that are worth putting on one side. Now you'll notice this thing. This is a fairly recent set, I think. Not sure whether there's any value in it like that, so I'm just going to put that to one side, and we'll see what happens with that. Anything that's big, these larger parts, I tend to throw into a large tub that I've got here. And I've literally just sorted this morning a bunch of these out, so I won't be needing them for some time, but they'll just go into my container box over there and we'll build up. I can see there's some plant items on the top here, which is funny because I think in the last video I said that I don't tend to come across that many sort of plant items. So there's quite a bit here actually on the top. So I'm just going to put them to one side because I know there's more to come. There's another large item for the large bin. And then just, this is all looks like Minecraft stuff. A bit of this in here because you know, you can usually tell by the amount of 2x bricks involved. And again, we've got these chests here. Again, I did those this morning along with the other crates and things. I've just let the tub build up a bit, and decided that this morning was the morning that they were going to get emptied out. So we've got a few parts, and again, normally I don't dismantle these, but being that they are good sort of 2x bricks, I think it's worth just spending a minute to do them. Again, some sort of part built things. Again, all looking like Minecraft. Just going to grab another container to put the tiles into. I've got a larger one just across from me, but with the camera up it tends to get in the way a little bit, so I'll come back to that in a little while. 2x plates I just put into a separate bag just before I started, just to empty off what I had in the tub, just to make it easier because it was already virtually overflowing. And I'll tell you what, because I've come in here and I've sort of closed the windows and things, because it's you know, because of the noise of things going by, the heat is ramping up quickly. So we'll see how we go, and we will look at whether we need to stop and get the windows back open. Again, just grabbing another tub. Just to put some snot pieces in. That's from I presume from, was that the VIP set, the large poly bag that came out? I think it was because of this place for the minifigure there. But in fact, I'm going to put that on one side, as I've said. Don't normally do that on camera, at least. These larger items out, put them into my big tub. More plant stuff. Should have probably emptied my window tub out as well before I started. I'll have a little dive around in here and see what kind of stuff might be in here, but I'll just get some of the stuff off the top first. Minifigs. Lots of 1x bricks all just stuck together there. I'm just going to open the windows because it is getting pretty hot, and we might get a bit of road noise. We'll see how we get on. But I'm just under some Velux windows here, so hopefully they're gonna. That looks like a fake one. I was gonna say I've not seen that colour before, but that's because it's fake. But yeah, standing under the Velux here, it can be a blessing or a curse, because on the one hand you've got, in theory, a bit of a draft coming through the windows, but the sun tends to stream through them, so you get pretty hot. I like it when you get a clump of 2x and 1x bricks all put together that is just easy to break apart, and you've suddenly amassed quite a few little bits and pieces, more sort of minifig heads and stuff in here. That looks, I'm guessing that's Minecraft, isn't it? So I will, as I've said, kind of maybe take the time to break these apart, just because of the basic bricks that they usually are. And the basic bricks always go so quickly that it's good to kind of keep, you know, on top and keep stocking them back up as you're sorting through these. And my biggest sort of failing, I suppose, is you know, never leaving them long enough to build up before I start diving in and doing more. Now that's unusual, this little cloth piece here, so I'm going to put that to one side just to help me maybe identify it later. Having a bit more of a dive. It's terrible with this camera in the way. Looks like these are probably a little Mighty Micros or something like that, I think. Don't know what that is. Can't see whether there's a Lego stamp on that or not, so I'll put that into my minifig / accessories pile. More minifigs. Diving down a little bit to try and rescue any plates and things that might be in here. Plates are on my list to do probably next up, probably early next week, depending on orders and things. Funny how the weeks change, you know, at the start of the week, and I had tons of orders, well not tons, but you know, decent amounts that kept me busy picking sort of all week, and that might be worth hanging on to. That's a Mixel, so sometimes they sell for reasonable amounts. So yeah, so the start of the week was super busy. You didn't get much time to do anything but pick, to be honest. And this is a complete reversal of that at the end of the week, where literally today I haven't had a single order all day, and I'm possibly going to get one now that I've said that. Friday afternoons you sometimes do get them, but I'm tempted to leave it now and just not bother going to the post office today, which will suit me. And depending on anything, if it did come in, I'd possibly go tomorrow to the post office or not. Now that's a nice find. A horse would be a few pounds worth, and looks like it's in good condition. It just shows you just never know, you know, what's in the bottom of these. So, you know, I could spend as long as I want at the container picking one to bring back, and all you're looking at is real surface detail. You don't really have much of a clue what's underneath. It's an unusual sort of light brick or something. Not seen that particular one before. I can tell you now, the opening the windows hasn't done much for me at the moment. Looks, I was going to say it looks brand new, but it's empty. More plates, more little mini builds. I say mini builds, it would have been obviously part of a much bigger Minecraft build. These are good parts of the Minecraft because they tend to be in really sort of saleable colours, like the light bluish grey, and you know, you can amass a bunch of parts really pretty quickly with them. Oops. Easy to throw into the wrong pot, of course. Now, interestingly, I had not a debate, but I did have some comments on videos and things from other people who will no doubt be watching now as well, and they were saying that they tend to sort by colour. So, as I understand it, they would be sorting all of this bulk as a first pass just into the different colours, and I'm not really sure that I get that would speed anything up, because it just seems to add another step to the process to me. So if you've got a particular view on that, you know, I'd be interested to hear more people's comments on that, and whether they think they would find that you know, easier, better. Another horse with a saddle on. That's good. I'm pleased with them. And that makes me wonder about whether these have really been sorted through, because I would have thought, as well as pulling minifigs out, you'd be pulling things like the horses out, surely. So, yeah, hard to know whether they've been sorted through or not. There's an octopus as well, just sold one of those the other day, so nice to put that one back into stock. Well, that really is new, that one. So that looks like probably a 10 by 10 net in white. Minifig head there as well. So quite happy so far with what I'm finding in here. You know, this is just a typical random tub, but I haven't found any fake stuff. Well, sorry, I found one piece, didn't I, that was fake. Apart from that, I haven't seen a lot of evidence of anything fake. And getting lots of good resaleable bricks. All of these, all good, proper Lego Minecraft minifig to go with a lot of the Minecraft stuff that we've been pulling out. Was that a mixel at all? Don't really know. Just pull that out, put the plant things while I see them. That's the other part of the pick a brick, another nice little build with some printable tiles in there. Did that go with the VIP thing that I found earlier? I can never remember. Or was that a different one? The minifig there on the top. So I found a few minifigs in here and other minifig parts. So again, you know, in terms of people rifling through these and taking all the good stuff out, doesn't really seem to be the case. I mean, unless they've just picked out, you know, super saleable figs or something, not sure. But you know, there's other good stuff. Yeah, I just mixed it. I just saw a Captain America shield, which I've missed and it's gone further down in the pile, but I'll get to in a little while. I hear that a lot of you guys are out watching, like to watch these while you're doing your own parting out, which makes a fair bit of sense, I guess. A lot of us find it kind of therapeutic. Now that's a good find, I think. Is that Winter Soldier? I'm pretty sure it is, so that's a pretty reasonable figure, I think, if memory serves me well. It's a little while since I've had him, but should be worth a few quid. And by a few, I mean probably 10. I'm quite enjoying this tub so far. You know, not dozens of like, you know, amazing figures or anything like that, but all decent saleable parts. A few nice little finds with the horses and the figures, you know, and I'm barely into it yet. More minifigs. There's a part of a backpack from the Ghostbusters. Nice little animal dog, worth £1 or £2. The minifig, it's Ninjago, I think. I think I said last time, what some people said to me is all they do is they go through a kind of a first pass, grab all of the basic stuff out that they know they're going to sell regularly, and then they just move on to another tub. They just leave the rest. I imagine though at times it's part of a Scooby-Doo by the look of it. At times you get, you know, you've got to come back to all of the tubs with those smaller parts in, which must then be super daunting when all you've got in there is endless smaller parts that all need sorting. The only thing I find a pain with this approach is just the amount of different pots you can need with all of the different categories, which is why I kind of do focus a little bit in the early part of sorting through, you know, looking for the common stuff. You know, we all dive in, get the big stuff out of the way, get the bulk of the tub down, and then you can concentrate more on the rest of what's in there. Just finding more minifig heads. And the heads are something I need to get back to, because you know, I did a little bit of sorting of the minifig heads, and it's really easy to do now with Bricklink and the way that it's built in, but it's still a tedious job. But they are good value, you know, good money, worth doing. Another horse, black one this time. I did notice when I was looking at this, there was lots of sort of plant stuff like this, that I thought, you know, might be worth getting out. A little build. It kind of gets frustrating when, you know, you've spent the morning listing parts and you've listed a lot of this stuff this morning already. But I guess this just goes into bulking those categories out again for when they sell through, and you just pick them up and add them back to your store. Another minifig. Another part of a minifig from Unikitty series, I think. I know that another method that people have talked about when they're sorting this stuff is to have a kind of a tray or something and just sprinkle a little bit into the tray, sort through the tray, and then kind of, you know, move on to the next stuff. And I do that a little bit, but I tend to do it when I've got further down in the pile. Skeleton to add, that's probably a quid's worth, I would have thought. You see these sometimes, and I don't know whether they have any worth. Sometimes I think they can be worth something, but you've got to have a pretty special license for that to be the case with a Minecraft figure. Oops. See if this place isn't enough of a mess without me throwing stuff all over the place. More minifigs. Do you ever pick things up out of the tub and just not know what to do with them, so you put them back? That's something I've been known to do myself. Some Super Mario stuff. Now, I do find it a little bit surprising in a way when I'm going through this used bulk. Bearing in mind, I've had this for a year now, probably. Sat in a container waiting to be gone through. And I'm quite surprised at times when I'm pulling stuff out, and I think how relatively new that is. Now there's a little train thing here with 3 figures in it. Now I'm not sure if there's any significance to that. It kind of looks like something that would have come from Legoland or something. So I'm actually going to leave the figures in that until I've got time to check it out. So just put that to one side. Finding more and more Minecraft. forward to the end of the working day, of course, and get my hands on that new guitar to have a little play with tonight. Should be a lot of fun. I think a lot of you will know that I just kind of picked back up on the guitar recently, and the guitars I've got I've had for years, but I've picked it back up recently to, you know, to be honest, to give me an alternative of something to do on an evening rather than you know, just sitting and ending up doing more Lego. There's another saddle off one of those horses, which typically sell for a couple of pounds, I think, or a pound or two at least. Oh, what have we got here? There's a little figure from Captain America from the Micro Machines. The cape doesn't belong to him. I'll have to sort that out. So yeah, it's proving relatively fruitful, this one. I'm kind of glad I brought this one back. The 2x tub's certainly filling up remarkably quickly. I wonder what you guys all do with the minifig plates that you found, the base plates. And I've got tons of them now, and I keep hanging on to them because I keep thinking I might need them for minifigs, but I could probably just have a good sell-through. I know lots of people are often looking for them because they've found minifigs and of course not found the place for them, or they're getting so many minifigs that don't come with plates that they're constantly needing the back plates to make up the collectible minifig sets. Certainly not cooling down on this. Often you get to the bottom and you can just feel sort of chunkier things in there that need pulling to the surface. Where everybody sits with the build versus not build debate as well, you know, whether when you come across sets in here to try and rebuild them and sell them as a built set. Something I've talked about a few times. From my perspective, it's just not worth the time and effort to do. It's just too I mean, I don't even have the time to be listing all of these parts, to be honest. That's a tough enough job without actually trying to rebuild everything. And you know, we'll all argue what's the most valuable way to do it. You know, where will you get the best return? And to be honest, I don't think you can go far wrong with the parting out approach. Or rather the selling the parts approach. The only negative I have with the selling the parts is, you know, you've got all this work to put it into your inventory, and then you've got to do the work again to take it out of the inventory when someone buys it. So the amount of times you end up touching these parts, you know, is probably fairly significant. Here's another one of those bricks with the print on the front. Little dog on minifig heads. Body, more plates. So what do you all do while you're sorting your stuff? Are you listening to music? You're watching these videos or other people's videos? I'm sure there's plenty of us doing this. Not sure how many there are on YouTube in particular. It's a little Emmet figure. Not a lot of money, but still, £1.50, something like that. As part of a train, not sure which train that is, probably Hogwarts Express or something. Some of the train parts, like the wheels, are probably worth something. More minifig parts, not sure which one that is. I do like disturbing the pile a bit though, because it just brings other stuff to the surface that you wouldn't probably get to for quite some time. You know, I found particularly sort of minifig parts, heads, smaller parts, often drift towards the bottom of the tub as it gets shook around. I don't know whether I said this last time, but I've started combining my my accessories with the minifigs. I just think it makes better use of the tub, and they're not too difficult to separate later on. So whenever I find anything that you could categorize as an accessory, I just throw them into one tub. This cuts down on the number of categories I need to worry about. Another minifig there, Batman. Collectible minifig series. Ah, there we go. So there's the other part of the train, which, as I suspected, was a Legoland train. So I'm not sure if that'll make a set, and despite what I said earlier, you know, whether there's anything you know, valuable in that. I'll check maybe quickly before I just break that up, and just in case it might be worth putting together, because it looks like it's pretty much all complete anyway. But I wouldn't do that with anything that would take more than, you know, I don't know, 20 minutes or so to do. Otherwise, you know, you're just getting into the situation of having to spend all your time trying to rebuild sets. And you know, I think some people do it mostly because they enjoy it, which is absolutely fine, a worthy reason to do it. But at the end of the day, it's about making money, and therefore you want to be doing whatever's going to make you your money in the most efficient, cost-effective way. Oops. Another minifig. Actually, I've got a question that I'd be interested to know your view on, because there's somebody on one of the forums that I'm on who was able to snag themselves an amazing deal on some assembly square sets. Now, they shared it on the Facebook group that I'm on, and they had managed to buy some assembly square sets at £95 each, which is an incredible price. But I think where the debate comes in a little bit is that they bought 26 of them, and that sparked off a little bit of a debate about, you know, them, you know, some people were in uproar because they were calling them a scalper, you know, saying they were the scum of the earth, etc. And I just wondered where you people, you know, who are watching now might, you know, see that. I'm probably not going to comment too much, other than, you know, I don't want to get into the whole heated debate, but I think at the end of the day, it's fair game. You know, people say, you know, they're a scalper, and, you know, it's not giving other people a chance to buy them. But, you know, where do you draw the line? You know, if there'd have been 3 there and he bought all 3, would that have been acceptable? Is it the fact that he bought 26 and no one else could get any? Is it the fact that you're upset because you missed out because someone else got there before you and got them all? Would it have made a difference if those 26 had been gotten by 26 different people ahead of you and you still missed out? You know, what's the difference? I don't know. And I'm, you know, not trying to provoke sort of argument or whatever. I'm just genuinely interested on people's opinions on it. You know, the rights and wrongs of it. I don't really see that there is a lot wrong. You know, I mean, if you're in a supermarket and there are 6 tins of beans left on the shelf and you take all 6, are you a scalper? Have you not left them for anyone else? I don't know. So if anyone's got anything to comment on in either way, I don't have a problem with it. I'm happy to have a discussion on it. I can kind of understand what people are saying. It might seem a bit, I don't know. I think the thing I admire for the guy is, you know, is outlaying £2,500 to buy them. You know, we don't all have a spare £2,500 laying around to pick them up with. So, and I think one of the other things that was said about the situation, I think what inflamed it was because there was a debate about whether he was going to part them out or whether he was going to sell them on, you know, to make a profit, either flipping them, selling them quickly for a modest profit, or hanging on to them for a couple of years. And I think someone was getting a little bit, you know, upset, I think, because they weren't going to be parting them out. Well, what difference does it make? You know, we're here to make a profit. However you make that profit, whether that be flipping the sets, hanging on to them as an investment for when they retire and increase in value. And to do that, remember, he's going to have to outlay £2,500 and sit in it for a couple of years. So, you know, again, not everyone has the means to do that. So, like I say, I'm just genuinely interested in people's perspective on that. So if you have got any thoughts, let me know what you think. It just shows you that there are deals out there to be had if you're around to find them. And I'll be honest with you, I kind of have mixed feelings myself, because I don't look all that much these days if I don't have the money to spend. But then you could argue, well, if you're not looking, you don't see the deals necessarily when they're there, because you can always find the money if you need it. But there's so many deals out there that, you know, you're going to be spending constantly if you're looking for them. Whereas at the moment, I kind of prefer to think about, you know, what I can genuinely sort of afford. Oh, there's a Jack Stone figure, which I don't think are worth very much. So yeah, you know, it's all about sort of budgeting a little bit, I suppose. You know, do you have the budget to do it? Then again, on the other hand, you could argue, if you can make your money back quickly enough, you're only outlaying it for a short period of time, and then you're you know, you got your money back. Another thing that intrigued me this week, and I've not mentioned this on the vlog this week, I was going to, and I was going to make a film, etc., but I went to a show last weekend, which opened my eyes a little bit to other ways of making an income from Lego. And just before I go on, we've got a little Minecraft pig there. That'll be worth £1 or £2. But I went to this show just to kind of, well, really as a chance to meet people, to be honest. I didn't go to sell, I didn't go to buy. I literally went there to meet a couple of people. So I met up with Fred from Hillian's Bricks, who's a fellow YouTuber who you might know and watch his channel, and a good chat with Fred, and introduced to a couple of other sellers, and also met Cameron, who's been watching me for 3 years, and came rushing up as I entered, and was was pleased to sort of meet up and have a chat after watching me for a number of years. So it was really good to meet people, and as I said, that was the main purpose. But in talking to them, you get to understand how much money can be involved at the shows. I also met Leah from Bricks in Bloom, so good to meet her as well. Yeah, it showed me, what can be made from doing the shows. At the same time, it is an awful lot of hard work, I think, because in Fred's case, for instance, he's based in Brighton, I believe. So he had a 2-hour drive each way. Had to run his store. He was on his own, so I had no one else to sort of give him a break. Run his store all day, and don't get me wrong, he's not complaining at all. I'm just saying that it makes you realise, how much is involved in running the store. I don't know where that's just gone. Running a show like that. Plus he would have had to have presumably closed his Bricklink store down. I'm sure that he made a good profit, but I'm just not sure if it's for me. I mean, at the moment it's not for me anyway, because I don't feel I have the right mix of products now, shall we say, because I'm not someone who's been amassing lots of steel sets to be sold after retirement. That's not really been my plan. I've focused really on the parts side, for better or worse, and I don't know how I feel about the whole show scene, to be honest with you. I don't know if it's something I want to get into or not. So something to think about. It certainly made me think. But as to whether it's something I would genuinely try and do in the future, I'm not really sure, to be honest. I'm sure I'm missing out on lots of money. There were some sellers there that I'm led to believe are making an absolute fortune over the course of a year. But at the end of the day, you have to enjoy what you're doing as well. I could have made more money if I'd gone back into proper work after being made redundant and got more of a corporate job again, but it's not something I really wanted to do. I felt like I'd done enough over the various number of years that I'd been working, and didn't really want to pursue that any longer. So it's not just about making money, at least not at my time of life. You know, I can kind of winding down a little bit. I'm trying to. And I'm not going to be doing this forever, as I keep saying to people. There's going to come an end to this. And I'm not sure when that'll be. It could be as long as 5 years. It could be as short as 1, I don't know. I think a lot of it's about whether you're still enjoying it or not. You've got to be getting not just the income, but the the pleasure from it, I think. Part of it for me, I guess, is you wonder what you would do if you weren't doing something like this. What is it you would be doing? A novel one with a minifigure torso with a wheel stuck on his head. So I'm not sure how much more time I'm going to spend here. I'm probably going to go and just double check whether I've got any orders or not, and depending on what's in them, decide whether, if I have, decide whether I would want to do them today or not. Not a lot of time left in the day. There's a fake brick. Odd to find so few of them though. Makes you wonder, why is there only one odd brick in here? Plus I think I need to go away and cool down because I'm absolutely baking. Let's just have one more little rummage. See what we can uncover. And we're probably going to call that a day. At least for the video. Another cannon, again worth £1 or £2, so now another nice little find, and again just making me think that this has been a decent little tub. More than happy with what I've found in it so far. Definitely found a lot more minifigs than I ever expect to find in these tubs. It just shows they are in there. Right, let's have a quick on the other side. Cover a few more place there. These tracks are always good. I always find that they sell quite well. Unusual things I'm coming across. Minifigs and plant stuff. And I think I'm probably going to call that it for the video at least. I'll keep going a little while longer, but I'm sure I bored you all to death already, so I'm gonna call that a day on the sorting, and depending on whether we've got any orders to go and pick and get to the post office, it might be the end of the day. So either way, I'll talk to you all shortly. So we're going to finish up the week with a little upload. This is a bunch of used parts that I've been uploading, minifig parts and all kinds of stuff in here. But lots of headgear and a couple of minifigs. 1,451 items, 273 lots, and I've actually just uploaded it. And that added 221 lots to our lot count, which is back to just under 13,000. Very hard to maintain with sales going through, although there hasn't been any sales today. You know, quite happy to keep adding the lots, keep adding the items. We're now over 721,000 parts in the store, so quite pleased with that, and we're going to try and keep that growing. I'm just tidying up for the weekend, and I spotted these two amongst the printed tiles, or amongst the printed items that I was putting away. And I know that Wally's quite a collectible set, so I thought I would just take a look and see what kind of price that was going for. And I got a little bit of a shock, to be quite honest with you, because the last one of these tiles sold used for £25 for that tile. Now, it was a bit of a one-off. I mean, others in the US going for $25, $29. So anyway, I've listed it at the same price. There was one for sale already at $27.99. I've put mine on at $25, and I've also got this other tile here that goes with it, which is a more modest £4. So nice little find that came out of the tub I was sorting earlier, and it just shows you just don't know what gold you're going to find in these tubs, you know. So if this sells, it'll make it all really well worthwhile.